Wow. Guys, this is still shock to me right now as I'm doing this. And I want to talk about this. I haven't done wrestling reviews in a long time, and I'm planning to do the podcast in the future. But this needs to be out in the moment. We need to talk about this right here, right now. If you have not seen what the official tweet is right now, it is July 22nd, 2022. It has finally happened. After taking the Worldwide Wrestling Federation, now later becoming the World Wrestling Federation, from his father, Vincent James McMahon. Later, changing it about 20 years later to become the World Wrestling Entertainment due to lawsuit issues with the World Wildfund Life and all that stuff. The WWE has made his appearance. After everything has been going through, from roadblocks to low incomes, loss of star power, but the rise of the Attitude Era, the high standards of professional athletes taking their names total to ruthless aggression, to the fights and the cringing of the PG era. After everything, every sense of everything, at the age of 77 years old, Vincent Kennedy McMahon has announced on Twitter he is officially retired and will no longer run the World Wrestling Entertainment ever again. It has finally happened. Wow. Guys, I'm taking my scalpel for this part. Nothing in this world matters at this point. I don't care what's going on economically. I don't care if you're going through a struggle. This is more important. Vince McMahon has officially retired to the WWE. A man so hard, so cold as stone. Everything that basically we've been watching, from the good to the bad and the ugly, what this man has done to the business of the professional wrestling bar with sports entertainment and everything you want to call upon it. And you've been our fan around during his early father's work in the 70s, and the 60s and 70s, or his work during the big prime times of the big Hulkamania boom period of the 80s. Or you've been a fan like me who's been running around with my brother with the Attitude Era. And so on and so forth. Everything. And if you are a full-on WWE fan from beginning to end, and even if you're not with it right now, this is huge. We have been waiting for the day it finally happens. And when it does, it somehow, and yet, some ways, you'd be ecstatic. But why does it still leave a sour taste in our mouths? Guys, this is the biggest fucking huge thing I've ever had, because Vince McMahon retiring just shows that he's really done. The lawsuits have been affecting him. His mental mind hasn't been the same. The booking of the shows have been pretty bad because they've been changing over and over. Even on the days of the show when it's supposed to go live. Low attendance ratings on the Raw and SmackDown brand shows have not been well. Pay-per-views have been really as what it is. It's even had low time of ratings even since the new generation. But this has been it. Vince is officially knowing that there's nothing I can do. I can't keep running. After dealing with steroid trials, sexual allegation lawsuits, dealing with even bad reps from other stars he used to work with, guys like Jesse Ventura, guys with Shane Douglas, and then having to deal with other big stars that he pushed, and he got into arguments, guys like Hulk Hogan, who promised to keep staying, not going to WCW, but later on leaving the year after, or the war they had with Steve Austin in 2002, where he left and came back in 2003, and then so on and so forth. Everything, he built stars, he put a lot of efforts on his shows, he did everything for us to viewership. The bookings, he put his ass off, the suits that all the guys wore to come into looking professional, and a guy who lived his entire life with his mom in a trailer park town, living as a trailer park kid with dyslexia and having to work hard because his father not being around, and now just everything he worked hard to show his father that, hey, I want to work with you, despite his father saying, no, we're not going to do that, and show if I can't do this right, I won't bother you again, and proving his father wrong. He did, and worked his ass off. I'm going to say this. Vince McMahon has been the real biggest asshole in some of the ways, and I can agree with most people that say that. At the same time, he's actually one of the biggest geniuses. Because without his credibility and his effortness to push forward to prove his father wrong, push certain stars wrong, to even get fans wrong, he worked hard with it. And then when he finds certain guys in the create team that he can work and trust around with it, it helped build his businesses. It helped get stars their true power. It built an empire that basically had to work its way from being from the lowest of thousands to millions to finally reaching to the billions and breaking pay-per-view records in history, selling out tickets like no other, having all their gears being sold out to everyone. It's huge. It's a big thing. We were dealing with all this stuff. If you do every wrestling podcast in the world, from Jim Cornette, Bruce Pritchard, Kevin Nash, who's doing one right now, and so on and so forth, every show, and being the huge talk and everything, this has been the biggest thing in the world. And it could have been because of the sexual allegations, like I said, because right now he's going through all these big lawsuits that's taking effect on him, but even Vince has to finally come to a point and realize, I can't keep doing this forever. What's he going to do when he's like 100 and he's in a wheelchair and he's like on test tubes and all that? Okay, he can't do that. He already made a vow to his father. He vowed to his father before his untimely passing in 83. Whatever you do, please take care of James Dudley, which is one of his limousine drivers that he had. And he promised his father that, and he worked the company he did that his father worked on. So he took care of Jim Dudley like he promised and did that. He had many times to go to against the law, excuse me, my camera, to get caught, and he still found a way to win. And yeah, he can make enemies. He can go through a lot. Man, you never really thought the day finally comes. I've been wanting this guy to get the fuck off the business, or at least take the chance to listen to the fucking fans. We've been waiting for like about what? 10 fucking years with this guy around when the PG era came? 10, 15 years. I'm getting a text message because I'm texting my brother. I text my friend at work who are wrestling fans, and I've been watching this shit because of my brother. My brother's the reason I got into professional wrestling, because of all that, because of him. And we got in because of Vince. When he watched the New Gen era, until he finally got to watch the Attitude era, and I did get to watch the Attitude era, I had the games. God, look, I still have I have a 64, and I'm playing No Mercy, WWF No Mercy. Come on, bro. I'm playing all this shit. I live wrestling. My whole life is wrestling. Look right here. Look, see? Right here. Steve Austin Focal Pump, everything. I got everything in wrestling. I got all that. I got the toys. Hell, I got the video games. I got that video game. I got right here. Look. Let me show you right here. Look. Take this crap off here. Look. Right there. Right there. Right there. That says my name. That says the poster. Everything I worked hard to continue the contribution to like Ever Loving Wrestling, to get all this stuff. Everything. I fucking care. Putting this fucking shit back. You get me, man. You get me. Everything. I've always loved growing up. All I wanted was professional wrestling. I'm not even going to sit down. I don't even want to sit down. I'm telling you this right now, guys. Showing my little fat body right here, that this is freaking huge. And I hope you can hear me well with this crappy audio, because I'm saying it loud. I'm saying here. Everything I've worked on. Everything I love. Professional wrestling. I don't know what else. Well, let's see. Hey, look what I still got. I still got the toys. Look, I got Billy Gunn. He's right here. Let's see who we got. We got Christian Cage. Hey, you see that? Right there. Boom. Here. Everything. Ric Flair. Batista. John Cena. Everything. I'm just going to throw this stuff out. This is huge. Vince retires is huge, guys. And I don't care if my videos are just low or anything. This is wrestling that matters. This is fucking huge. I never thought this day would come. When I was in high school, I've been dying for Vince to finally retire and give it to someone else. I don't know who the hell it was. I didn't care. I was sick of Vince McMahon. Everything we put up with his crap. because he's always been a fucking child in a man's body. Yeah, okay, he went to the army. Yeah, he's prestige. Yeah, he worked hard. I give him that. But that was the old Vince in many ways. And then when we adapt to the sports entertainment styles, he's grabbed every wrestler from every territory you can find, from the AWA, Mid-South Atlantic Championship Wrestling, wherever, the NWA, World Class, Smoky Mountain, Stampede, guys from Japan, guys from Mexico, everywhere. We build, we get these top stars, we make them get promos. We got the legendary Mean Gene do the interviews, Hulk Hogan with Brother, Macho Man with the Oh Yes, Bret Hart with the Hitman style, or Steve Austin with the finger. Everything we worked hard to, or sorry, they worked hard. I don't know why I'm saying we all the time. I don't know. I'm getting like, all right, guys, this shocks me a lot. And I'm giving out everything I'm saying right here, right now, to tell you that this is just unbelievable. I know you see that. And get the background. But guys, this officially ends the biggest era we've been seeing for a long time, and what we've been waiting for. We already had Sammartino's run. We had Morales' run. We had the Hulkamania run. The Mantra run. Warrior. Andre. Takers. Brett. Shawn. Austin. Rock. Triple H. John Cena. Batista. CM Punk. Daniel Bryan. Roman Reigns. The list goes on and on to all the top prestige stars that Vince ever pushed. Him and his father. Everything that all came about was because of those two men. And Vince Jr., I'm going to say that, Vince Jr. himself, our Vince, finally did it all. And now, it's finally over. So there's nothing else we can do. It's finally over. And guys, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to listen to the next Jim Cornette podcast because I like to hear his stuff. And I know it's been shocking around. I've been hearing him and Brian Last. Been talking about this for weeks. I've been hearing about it. I'm just shocked and everything. Just going to see which one of them messaged me back. It's my brother. I tell him, yo, that's it. Vince is retired. And he says, what do you mean? And I guess I'm going to have to text him when he's work. But if you get this video, Bert, that's right. Ding, ding, that's right. It's over. 10-bell salute to Vince. It's officially over. And speaking of that, everything Vince has done in this company has always been a lot of faults in many ways, as I explained this. Because, remember, he's done a lot of bad things that affected a lot of these wrestlers' time. Because this company had a lot of injuries because of the tours, the bad bookings that kind of led to a little bit of injuries, and then listening to some of the worst bookers that caused problems and really affected the wrestling world and got him in trouble, in which we all know the Owen Hart situation, as we take it for example. And then there's been crazy, and then everything's been chaotic. He even did dumb things like talking to Melanie Pillman, who's no longer with us. As you guys know, she passed away. Who we talked to her the day after the Bad Blood 95 October 5th pay-per-view when Brian Pillman passed away. And talking about an interview that one, which was the most disgusting thing to do. All that, and then we got the Benoit tragedy, and then things were a bit confusing. And he didn't know at the time, which is not his fault. Then it's just got over and over, and it's just like... And then one thing led to another. Then there's the CM Punk pipe bomb that actually he could have left the company with the title. Vince did the Montreal Screwjob to Brett. It was a cluster hell, crazy shit that he missed. But there were positives too. Some ways things change around that became more positive. You turn around. Okay, so what positives did we see? Well, after Montreal, we decided to work our way. We did build the Attitude Era. we got Steve Austin, the big push, even though he had the neck injury that from Owen that led him to early retirement in his career, but that still didn't stop him being the top guy. It just stopped him from being one of those top stars. But that didn't mean for the fact without Steve Austin, we wouldn't have the McMahon-Austin era. And we wouldn't get to see the McMahon character we've all really wanted to hate. But at the same time, we love hating that character a lot because that was the Vince McMahon we 100% knew more. And that character even lasted all the way to the 2010s. And then that officially retired, and he was just his own way. And he tried to do everything again, but you just can't rebuild the same thing. You can't go back time. You can't do everything. Once you reach that peak, you peaked. And there are ways he could have been smart too. Instead of like investing in the XFL crap, he could have invested in getting the UFC like his son wanted him, so that he bought it. He could have do something with it, but he failed to listen and didn't do anything. The same thing he did to ECW, where we brought it back, and Paul Heyman could have just run the show. He did, and with Vince's money, they could have made a moneymaker there, but again, with Vince McMahon, and then they had the contract with Sci-Fi, it fucked everything up, and it was a piece of shit. And got Paul Heyman fired after December to Dismember being a total letdown. So you tell me if there were goods and bads. That is fine. If you guys are 100% fucking happy that this guy is officially retired, leave it in the comment section below. I'm glad. I want to hear your good, your bad, your thoughts about all of this, guys. I will post this everywhere. I will even post this on my mobile platform. I want people to see this because it's not just me you're talking about right now. We got the whole world of wrestling fans out here and wrestling shows and podcasts, and even it's on Twitter, it's on Instagram, it's everywhere on social media. I wish it was on the news like it was back then. It was like about Records Show and Vince McMahon finally retired like they used to do back in those days. If we get that, that would be incredible. But guys, that's it. That's it. That's the end of an era. And you know what? Hold on. Boom. Right here. This is my one and only Vince McMahon action figure that I got when you buy one of those little stage sets they used to sell back in the late 99, 2000. I got this when I lived with my grandma. And here right here, I have Vince McMahon. It doesn't look exactly like him because these were like the Jax Pros toys that, yeah, it's whatever. But Vince McMahon, you officially retired. And this is the end of an era. But Vince, from all of us to you, we thank you for giving us everything. For what you did to the WWF, for what you did to the WWE, to stars that got the power, that fought their way for the ruthless aggression and the Attitude Era, for the hopes and everything. And for all and for this one, for all the people you fucked around, for the people you held your money, you shut your damn mouth, for all the crap you've done to every one of all the people we care and love, and to everyone that you've really pretty much screwed when you kept promises that you never kept. You, sir, can not only go fuck yourself, but in our words to you, with your little quote, only 2 words for you. You're fired! And you can shake it, can shove it. With that, guys, I made my peace. I made my dues. We will see what happens to this company. Until then, enjoy your episode of SmackDown, because it's Friday. Oh, I just realized it's SmackDown. Shit. With that, guys, this is Fortress Striker, signing off.